Howdy, King. I'll be along shortly. We're just getting the advertising done. Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome. Dragon Age Origins, currently in the about halfway point of the Return to Ostagar DLC. We are recovering Kalen's armor for Alistair, who is just a little bit on the light side of strength for it. As a matter of fact, he's going to be a couple of levels before he can wear this. I need to get another 10 points, so that's 3 levels with almost all those points going directly to strength. He does need to have some cunning, because right now he's having issues with following commands. I should have anticipated that. By this level, he should not be having issues, but I kind of went overboard getting his constitution up to make him more of a damage sponge at the cost of being better suited for the combat we're engaging in. Always check these null areas that you found stuff in the earlier portion of the game when we came up here the first time. Because A, we may have missed something. Which, remember, it's all loot, right? But more important than we might have missed something.
They'll never know.
What has she got going on? Curse of Mortality. Not good. The unable to heal portion of that is Nobody kills my girlfriend and gets away with it. Guys outside here will have mostly trash loot on them until you find the big named ones. Okay, looks like Alistair has a lingering effect from combat that I missed on. I think that general might have a piece of Alistair's future armor.
Come! Defend yourself!
You don't get to kill me. this. Sten's not doing bad for himself, though, when you think about it.
I think we work well together.
And there's Kaelin's breastplate. Hey, Silver Fox! Happy Saturday. Welcome aboard. Even with the fact that this game is way older than modern AAA titles, and it's nowhere near the quality of modern AAA titles, it's still worth playing. And that's one of the things I really love about
This should be easy enough.
this game. It's also still got replayability, which is something a lot of games don't incorporate into their design. Because just because I made it through this way as this character doesn't mean that playing as a elf, as a Dalish elf who became a mage, would be the same playthrough. Because remember, the Dalish and the city elves, when they become mages, they start in the tower. They don't start with their background in the city or the dales. So it was well thought out, in my opinion, to keep the replayability as a key factor. Fortuitous timing. Yeah. Everybody put your weapon away so I can level up. Thank you. I shouldn't need anything. Duelist I can max out on now. Did I need, I need strength for Starfang. At this point, it's just choose whatever, because I've already maxed out my tactics. And now I can use Starfang. Starfang being 11-9. And then Asturian's Might as the offhand weapon. Sure, I lost that nice dagger, but way better damage output. With the new one.
Only one shall stand. Adequate.
See, I already know that
Light as a feather. Silent
there's a
as
trap
rain.
around the corner. I'm just not sure where the trap is. Oh, I thought there was a trap around the corner. That's a grunt, so he dies in one shot. Those are all grunts, but there is that ogre and there's a magic user over there somewhere. And I position myself so I can see the grunt. Or I can just bring him back here for everybody to play with.
Right.
Let's deal with that ogre. Before he does something dangerous to all of us.
Okay, going now.
Another battle item.
Here we go.
They say grunt, just shoot him with an arrow. Okay, I have to run over there to do that one. Nice, the ogre dissolved himself into a little bag.
Down with you.
So now, as usual, through this door should be an ambush. We can actually see the lineup there. But my bear is ready again, so let's pull him out. And let him lead the way. And I'm way back here doing nothing. Covers that. The nice part about the grunts is you don't have to do a whole lot to kill them. They're just, I don't know if they're considered basic enemies or if they're freshly turned, so they're not strong. But you take them out with one hit, always. So go ahead and do it. And let your group take anybody who falls in behind you, who takes more than one hit to kill, Because if they try and attack you, your group will automatically
down the
attack
hole
them.
and into the deep. I don't even want to imagine where that leads.
Yes, the Tower of Rashal appears to now have a sphincter. And we have to go through it. And that's going to be a new zone, so I'm going to kill off the bear now so I can use him on the other side. I need to give him some refresh time because it's a 90-second cooldown. Not a lot of combat skills in this guy, but definitely one of my favorite combinations, the Ranger Duelist. If all goes well, next week I'll have an appointment with my VA eye doctor. Get new glasses so I no longer see the words Silver Fox Love Jams when I look at the screen.
On.
Although, maybe Silver Fox does love yams. Probably shouldn't wave your swords around your face like that when you're casting magic. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably a bad idea. That spider's not sure it really wanted to come see us. You'll notice that this area down here is a reused dungeon. It's the same as the first place that the elf goes into, the Dalish elf in the woods. Including some of the statuary, which, I'm more than willing to give them a break on reusing assets, considering that they didn't do a lot of it. We're gonna get spiders.
On.
This is one of those times when she can use shock and hit two of them without hitting the party. Alright. That was a little excessive, Dragon Age. 22 gallons of blood under high pressure coming out. We're gonna get spidered again in here, I think. Okay, we can't go into the holes. Oh, that didn't sound good. Everybody stay here. I'm gonna sneak ahead and see what I can see.
Stealth.
Without my stealth breaking, they still came for me.
This should be easy.
You need to deal with him quickly. Oh, good. She's gone up. That means Alistair's got to be close, too. Let's do a good old shield bash on there.
Victory shall be mine! Less fighting, more dying!
Again.
Yay us! Still don't know why those 3 genlocks saw me stealthed up from down the hallway. Unless the door opening was an automatic trigger for them. I'm not familiar with that being an automatic trigger. Do you have, what are you wearing? You don't have the whole Dragon Bone set, do you? Yeah, I didn't buy the pieces from Bowden. Bowden has the gloves and boots. We're gonna have to go to camp and do that for him. Okay, she still needs a deep pool of magic to work from, so willpower is really still necessary for her. But she also dies relatively quickly because she's got few hit points. I'm still gonna go with deepening her pool of magic. If she looks like she's getting her arse handed to her, I can activate Shimmering Shield and protect her. Although, as it says, it consumes mana quickly. So she's going to be using up her lyrium potions to keep that running. Another spider room. You go first. Sten might want some of that heavy stuff we've picked up. Okay, heavy chainmail. Sten's actually strong enough to wear Kalen's breastplate. But not wear the heavy boots. That's funny. Alright, so these are not enough for him, but the heavy chainmail gloves are. Since he's not getting a set bonus anyway, it's important to give him the best protection we can. If I've been missing something in chat, please forgive me. My chat window seems to not be moving. So I'm going to refresh and see what I've missed. Although it still says that it's nothing going on, so I'm just going to quick force an update. Lurking, okay. I was worried that my chat window had frozen and wouldn't unfreeze. Oh yeah, this is a spider room. I said I was going to lead with the bear. Lead on, oh great bear. I think this is the room where we get double spidered. Oh, great bear, save us from the double spidering. I'll help the great bear if I can. Yes, I can.
Let's get started. Fear is your weakness.
It doesn't take long for them to take down a full health character once they get that poison bite jacked up. What are you doing? Why aren't you using your most powerful spells?
Victory shall be mine.
Okay, Mr. Sten, you've got an injury, so let's take care of that. Now let's search the rest of the room. They really let themselves down a little bit. They could have put a little bit of treasure in some of these hanging desiccated corpses. It would have been really... instead of just putting a chest in here and some rubble in here, it would have been a cool way of putting the stuff in here for people to find. We're just gonna pause for a second here and get our bear back. Because we must follow the Great Bear. And do all the Great Bear needs us to do to be better people. And by better people, I mean slaughtering these critters without mercy. And I don't know if anybody's noticed this from looking, but the summon spells, all three of them have what looks like almost a cat face in the lower right corner. I have no idea why it's there. There's no cats in this game. Other than, you know, a few actual kitty cats. So let's do a save. Just in case, because there is an autosave feature on entering a new zone, but it does not always work. Once we go around this corner, there's going to be bad guys, so I'm going to scout ahead. Shadows. Oh, I forgot the cutscene. There he is again. Now then, refresh time on that is fairly low. I want you to sunder arms on him. I want you to shield bash him.
They'll never know what hit him.
I want to. I said behind. Alright, Sten, you're gonna need to protect yourself somehow because you are not getting any mercy from this guy. And I've noticed that the hex is not on him, which is really irritating, but...
Show me what
Don't be a
Great Bear, do that thing you do. We are not worthy, but do as you will to defeat. I think we're already, yeah, we're already using his, even my stun ability did not leave him stunned long enough to get 2 attacks. Normally it's a lot longer than that. You need to do something about that damage. You need to hit him. And you... zap him with your lightning.
Weapons at the ready.
Duncan's sword is an absolute gem. Now the question is, do I give it to me or Alistair? Alistair's sword already does +6 versus Darkspawn. It does less stamina regen in combat, but it weakens Darkspawn and has a health regen. I think I'm going to take that in place of Astorian's Might. Because Marek's Blade's bonus is worth more than the bonuses on Duncan's Blade for Alistair.
I see. You're drooling and save some dignity. Reprieve.
Victory shall be mine.
Best part about fighting the Necromancer.
Right.
Focus on
There.
him,
That is the last of them. I only pray we can carry
and all
them
these skeletons
valiantly as
can't
we-
be raised over and over again. Which is really what the he'll do. He'll keep raising them. You cut them down, and he'll raise them, and then you cut them down, and it is a nightmare of a fight. But without him, they're just skeletons on the ground.
Oh, they left him here to rot. We need to do something.
Oh, now then. My people are not really honoring of humans, but Kalen did not treat me badly in any way when I arrived. And I was kind of mean to him. think we're going to give him the royal pyre
He was a good man
deserves.
who hoped too much and died too young. He deserves what little honor we can afford to grant him.
The actual treasures out of this DLC are Duncan's blades and Kaelin's armor. Absolutely everything else is secondary. Morgan disapproved. I didn't like that. But did she disapprove? She did. She lost the level 3 there. I need to give her some gifts. Do I have any on me that are for her? No jewelry on me. Oh, by the way, Colgrim's Horn? That's for calling the dragon and fighting. So, when we think we're ready to take on Morgan's mother, we can go get practice by fighting a dragon. That's where the Darkspawn defeated Kaelin down there. See if Sten can use that heavy infantry helmet. No, he's still not strong. What is his stat? He's 1 point off being able to use that heavy stuff. With any luck. We will get him there shortly. I do not know when, but we're going to have an attack here in camp eventually.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have... I'm sure you'll be pleased with...
Alright, I really have to start remembering to use some of these bombs. What is Sten carrying? I might want to give him that battle axe. That's 15 with 4.5 critical, 5.25 armor pen. This is 17 with better pen, less critical chance. Might give him that Greatsword instead. Definitely not giving him that. Nug Crusher. Small flawed are unnecessary. Okay. Give me the Blood Dragon stuff. I know Sten can wear that, then he gets a suit bonus. We don't need the chainmail. Or the shield. I never get rid of this stuff for the dog, even though I never bring the dog with. I don't understand why I'm so attached to stuff for the dog, but... I can put that stuff up, though. Anything that looks like jewelry. I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of, or needing. The only jewelry he has looks like it's for a specific person. And I can't really charm her in camp until we take on her mother. Misha, I would like to look at your hoard. Funny that Asturian's Might, which was great when it was given to us, is no longer really worth much to us. It's going to be a while before Alistair can wear Kaelin's stuff. I'm not going to keep holding on to it until I need it. I just put away swords that have stuff in them. That's going to be for Morrigan once she's fully a arcane warrior. Asturian's Might still has a rune in it, as the Edge has 2, and Fang has 1. I think that covers all the ones that have runes in them, so let's go do some rune swapping.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
He is so excited when he gets that. Okay, Marek's Blade, no. Green Blade. Asturian's Might. The Edge. And Fang. Now we want to go up to Duncan's sword. And Duncan's sword's already got massive bonuses against Darkspawn. I can give him Cold Iron or Paralysis. Let's do that. And then Starfang can have 3. Let's go choose some runes out of the box. Fire damage is always nice. I can add to its already massive advantage against Darkspawn. And I can add cold damage to somebody's weapon. We're going to resave at the camp here. Anytime you do something that
Enchantment?
you don't want to have to redo, resave. Hey, not my nephew.
Enchantment!
Okay, Starfang. Definitely getting the flame. We'll make Starfang even more effective against Darkspawn. And also give it a chance to paralyze. Then Duncan's, I gave it paralysis and electricity. That's acceptable. The green blade gets 1, so let's give her frost. Marek's blade gets 2. So let's go back to the box, get him a silverite, and either a flame or frost rune.
On.
So that's for Alistair, and that's for Alistair. Thank you, Mark, and thank you for your service. It's been a morning for me, but
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Marek's blade. There we go. Now we can put the lesser runes in the box. This is a sort of slow process. But it pays you in the end to have your forces at peak.
The men are ready to follow you anywhere, thanks to your confident investment.
I will look over her Horde again. The Cold Iron runes only work against undead. Don't face a lot of them now. Do I have any jewelry in here? Nope. That's for Shale. Let's give Shale a gift. That's all sail bait. That can go. That can go. That's named. That's named. Still have to swap out Sten's weapon. Hoosier! Welcome aboard! Now he's no longer got a penalty on his weapon. I can sell stuff.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Very happy to see everybody today. Y'all are very welcome at our campfire. Shale. I got something for you.
Ooh, shiny.
Okay, let's see if Sten will speak to me now.
You called. I am hardly surprised. To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are. Very well. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on.
Alright, I need a painting or something to increase his...
As you wish.
I think I might have a painting. I do not have a painting.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
And I could just cheat and conjure up a painting. But I want to do this. That's not a gift. I wonder who gets King Marek's shield. Alright, I'm going to try that one out. But I'm going to save first. Because if that insults him, I'm going to reload.
I am impressed. My thanks.
Holy shit. Okay, well that did not insult him. Maybe now he'll speak to me about his,
You called. Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. Does it matter? Very well. I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware. That is complicated. I told you before that I was sent here. I was not sent alone. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Fereldan countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the Darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell. I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand. I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it. They said they found me with nothing. I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down. That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Fereldan and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath. If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now. Near Lake Calenhad. Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Oh no, they're not empty. I was super shocked by the amount of good that gift did. Holy cow. Alright, we've got his quest, so we're going to save. And then talk to
Here I am. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Fereldan. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes. It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable? Ah, yes, of course. The wandering life of the Dalish. That truly is better. I'm jealous. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most. It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean,
Not this once, no.
For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else. Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather, perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no? Yes, and now here I am. One simply never knows what is to come next. How
Nope,
could I
no
have
one knows
suspected
what's
I would
around
end up
the corner.
defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life. I could not. Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. True, though it is. Do you object? I'm not sure that that's the route I would take, were I to continue old habits, but as you wish. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Ooh, Zevran did not like that. Do I have his boots, though? I do. That's why I buy or pick up every gift in the game.
That smell. This is Antivan leather, isn't it? I would know that anywhere. I don't know how you found it, but thank you. But I'm not finished admiring them yet. Can you smell that? Like rotting flesh. Just like back in Antiva City. Now, if only you could find me a prostitute or two. A bowl of fish chowder and a corrupt politician. I'd really feel like I was home. And the feet as well. Marvelous.
Now, if you look, he gave me back Wade's boots. Because his Antivan leather boots are now real combat boots. They're not as good as Wade's, so I'm going to make him put Wade's back on. But I got the 17 like out of him, which is really what I was doing it for. Okay, so he's worked his way up. I think I've talked all I need to Liliana. She is already given us her personal quest, and we've completed it. Let's talk with
I've
Shale.
watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I have decided that it is not much like any of them.
That's because I'm
It's not
good.
just that. Well, I'm sure that's part of it, but it's not only that. Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings? Then that must be it. The humans have always spoken about elves being inferior, but obviously this is their own stupidity talking. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless. Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
I love Shale.
It's been a long day. Rest would be welcome. Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken. Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something
thanks for
else
coming
to
in.
do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done. Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
That's pretty much everybody I can talk to. No, except for Alistair.
Look, before we go any further, I want to say something. I appreciate that you brought me to see my sister, and that you were there to talk me down after we left. You're a true friend. I just wanted to tell you that. Well, now that that's out of the way, ask away. Of course. You never asked? All right. If you want the full explanation, I'll give it to you. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then, after the battle, when I should have told you, I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that? Yes, well, I suppose part of me kind of liked you not knowing. They treat me differently. I become the bastard prince to them, instead of just Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me. For all the good it does me, my
You're gonna
blood
be
seems certain
king,
to haunt
but...
me no matter what I do.
Yeah, and it's
now
gonna be my
Arlene
fault,
plans
but...
to put me forward as the heir. It never ends, does it? For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. It was a dumb thing to do. I guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Alright, we have to go to Lake Calenhad to find Sten's missing sword.
Indeed.
Yes.
Bring Shale with us. Shale never gets to go anywhere. Although Shale's definitely going with us when we go to the deep roads. Aha! I told you it could happen.
How did a child survive that?
I
The crater
can now
is still smoking. It's a boy. 5
create
fingers, 5 toes.
a second
That's all that matters to me.
Starfang.
The Maker has answered our prayers. Let's go home, Marta, and raise the Tyke as our own.
Right.
Now, I could carry a second Starfang on my back, giving Duncan's sword to Alistair, which would probably make him really happy. Or I can make a Starfang Greatsword for Sten.
Back off!
I'm
I
going
was
to
here
need
first.
to check the stats once I have Sten's sword.
Why, you looking to buy one?
Q what? Well, honestly, I don't have any swords. The spot was picked pretty clean when I got here. I got part of a glove the wolves didn't chew too badly, though. I think it was a glove, anyway. I know, don't say it, I got cheated. I knew the guy who was here before me. He sold me this spot. Said he found giants and all kind of crazy valuables. He didn't mention that he'd taken everything but the bones and the dirt already. His name's Fereldan. Squirrely little bastard, if you ask me. Which you didn't, but I said it anyway. He was going to Orzammar, he said. I imagine he's gotten there by now. If you find him, tell him I sent you. It'll scare the piss out of him. Ah.
Okay, Shale just needs to be upgraded. She needs more willpower to have a deeper pool of energy, but she also needs more strength. Let's start with Killing Blow. Didn't notice she had two choices. And then our buddy here, he can wear Dragonbone heavy plate with just one more point. I think he only needs the one more point. I need to get the Reaver ability for him. Do I have the Reaver book in the chest back in camp? Let's take a look. Because if I have the Reaver book, I can read that and then make him a Reaver. No. No Reaver book. Oh well.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
To the Frostback Mountains. Would be nice to be able to make him a Reaver, but I think someone sells the Reaver book, but other than whoever sells it, the only other way to get it is to join the cult in the quest for the Sacred Ashes.
Did you read?
Step right, Maker's breath. Oh,
beg your pardon, friend. You, startled me a bit. Can what? I'm sorry, I don't know what that...
Where is my sword?
I don't know what you mean, sir. I don't have it, I swear by Andraste's knickers. I sold it on the way here. A dwarf near Redcliffe, Dwyn, I think his name was. I'm not, I promise you.
We'll see.
Okay, so I'm not going to be able to make him a Reaver, I don't think.
Perhaps there'll be better trading in Redcliffe.
There's a merchant up here we should check out.
You know what the region reminds me of, the way he's acting?
There he is.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant. Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzamar's lifeline, even if we're denied a caste. The Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites. Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown. Twice a year, I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it. Best of luck to you.
Okay, so he's not the merchant.
You're wasting your time. Only dwarves are allowed to go.
Maybe there's not a merchant out here.
I hear about this son of Merrick. Some bastard from Redcliffe, I hear.
If there's civil war, what will happen to us?
How are we supposed to live like this?
I have buyers waiting.
Okay, so none of them are merchants. Would have been nice if they were. We've got to go to Redcliffe. Lord, this is a long trip into town. Ooh. That's a gift item.
As you wish.
Liliana told me about that. That's the flowers that her mom used to keep in her dresser drawer. Oh yeah, I have Blackstone Irregulars to turn in.
The captain sends his regards.
Those stung with 100 arrows, those suffering from ailments both great and small, his heart was strong, and he moved on.
Now let's go talk to Dwyn.
Phew, some fight. Reminds me why I left Orzammar in the first place. Hey, anything for Redcliffe, right? Whatever. First thing I'm gonna do is get some sleep. For about a week. Go celebrate or whatever it is you're gonna do. You won, right? You're a hero, or something. Go celebrate, or whatever you have to do. Now, why would you be interested in that?
It's mine.
You know, Farron didn't mention the giant he took it from was alive.
I could buy it and be a good guy here, or I could just take it. I don't know if
6 sovereigns.
Makes anybody happier, so
Good enough. It's in my strongbox. Here's the key. Now, why don't you leave me alone?
currently just a gift.
Strange. I had almost forgotten it. Completion. Are you sure you are a Grey Warden? I think you must be an Ashkari to find a single lost blade in a country at war.
Hey, Russ. Welcome aboard.
I will return to the Arishok with my report, but it would be a much more thorough and satisfying answer to his question if the Blight were ended first. Don't you agree? Then lead the way.
Okay, now Sten has his own sword. It's actually crap. So I'm not gonna bother giving it to him. And now the only thing I need to know is whether or not the Starfang Greatsword is stronger than that. And I bet it is. And if that's the case, and the I'm going to pause myself for a second here and just look up its stats real quick. Oh yeah, the stats are much better. It's actually different on PC and console, but that's okay. So let's go see if we can get him making it. Because that would actually rock. Because I can also put runes in Sten's weapon as well. And later in the game, we're going to break into teams and fight as little groups. So whatever group Sten is with, he's going to need the sword to be the most powerful possible. Did I pick up a mission to pay this guy off?
Move along, friend. Oh, wonderful. I always appreciate correspondence from my upstanding friends in the Collective. On behalf of myself and my men, I thank you. I'll make sure the Collective's generosity is reciprocated. On your way now.
Yeah. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Templars and the Mages interaction, that was just a gift of illegal lyrium to the Templars. So that knight and his men will continue looking the other way for members of the Mage Collective. Let's take a walk up and see if we can get this sword made for Sten.
Warden? Indeed. I have spent my life studying steel, dragonbone, and more. I learned all I could in human lands, and exiled dwarves taught me more. Give me the finest metals and materials, and I can make wonders for you. I have a family full of traders living a soft life, getting fat. I chose to learn the way of metal and stone. It keeps me strong.
Alright. He is not... Wait a minute, where is my, We just picked up that star medal. Where is it? You telling me that I don't have the star medal I just picked up? I guess that's how the game balances out, accidentally giving you more free storage space, by the way. Plot items don't count against your backpack size, so I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, so that's how you end up with getting the same random encounter twice and not end up with a party full of Starfangs. Interesting. I'm glad it works that way. Because, to be honest, it would have been incredibly overpowered. I definitely don't need to carry 215 fire arrows with me.
Flowers? For me? They're beautiful. These were her favorite. I haven't seen these in such a long time. They smell just like Mother used to. Thank you. Thank you so much for remembering.
Liliana's approval is very useful. To get her closer to full. Sell the stones that are not.
If there's anything I can do, I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Yeah, we'll sell the stones that are not gifts, like the malachite here. And now, we want to move along the story. So I'm good. take a short moment here to get some input from you guys. I know there's a delay between when I suggest things and when you can reply, so take your time. We have two directions we can go. We can head to the Dalish and try and recruit them, or we can head to the dwarves and try to recruit them. In either case, we're going to have a very different party makeup, because I do want to include Shale in the party for the dwarves, and I want to include my normal party makeup, Alistair, Morgan, and Liliana for the elves. So take a moment, think about which you'd rather see first, and I'm going to refill my water and let the poochies out of their kennels, and I'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Alright, King, which is option 2 to you, though? Because I kind of went back and forth. Is option 2 the elves or the dwarves? Now, pardon me, I have to go find out what's going on with... Sorry about that. My granddaughter was sending the lieutenant back to her room, and I didn't know why, so now I do. And it's a misunderstanding. So we have a vote for dwarves, and no one else has voted. I'm going to give you another 1 minute, because I do want everybody to have the opportunity to vote if they want to. All right, we have 2 votes for dwarves. No need to apologize. I understand. You're busy. You've got lives. And you're sharing them with me. It's awesome. Now let's see, who do we know is going with us to the dwarves? I need a mage, and I have the healing mage or the offensive mage. Gotta take the offensive mage. And she's going whether or not we go dwarves or elves. Ranged combat is helpful, but not always necessary. Having more than one tank is useful. So I may, in fact, bring Shale and Alistair. Remember, Liliana's a ranger as well, so she does give us the second pet. Alright, well, voting is closed and we have 2 votes for dwarves, so we are going to see the dwarves.
Yes.
It's either going to be Alistair or Liliana. If I bring Liliana, Shale is the only actual tank we have. If I bring Alistair, we only have 1 ranger in the party, but having only 1 ranger's not a bad compromise. Having the second tank is actually quite valuable. So long as I keep an eye on their health. I think I'm going to bring Alistair. As much as I love having Liliana with me, I think I'm going to bring Alistair. This will also give me the opportunity to keep track of Alistair's advancements, because as he goes up in level, I have to concentrate on strength.
So it seems. I got a cousin in Ban Theron's army too. Haven't heard if he's alive yet or not.
Probably not. Terran Logain carved through him like a hot knife, I hear.
That isn't good news. Poor sods.
Because once he's high enough level, I can give him Kaelin's armor.
King Loghain will not...
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its
Loghain's
own until
not
our
king.
throne is settled.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
The Wardens killed King Kaelin and nearly doomed Fereldan. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Fereldan.
I can insult them or intimidate them.
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
I doubt that highly.
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Okay. Everything.
Trust follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated.
If there is anything complimentary to be said about these people, 'tis that they possess a remarkable facility for carving stone.
Bread? Please, sir. Just a bit of bread.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her.
Don't say that! Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Not a single one of them notices the golem with me.
On it.
So I take it that the Swamp Witch and the Grey Warden are, intimate?
I am hoping that is not a reference to Alistair.
Because it believes I am an oblivious moron.
Anything is possible. As to the original question, is there a reason you ask?
I'm simply curious as to whether or not it bewitched the Grey Warden.
I have no need to force anything from men.
Oh, my apologies then. I was about to offer my congratulations for a task accomplished.
And not intended as a backhanded compliment at all, yes?
Not at all. I'm the soul of politeness.
As you wish.
I love the banter in this game. I'm glad you enjoy it as you cook, because that gives you the opportunity to listen and maybe even watch occasionally, because I know that cooking requires your eyes, and yet still spend some time with me. And I really do
It is the
appreciate all of
Assembly
you
who
spending
makes
your
a
day
king,
with me.
and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these Deshers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Legion.
Didn't you just get cut down?
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order. Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here. See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there. Sort this all out in a hurry.
I agree. Unfortunately, Harrowmont might be too old to handle
Personal battles for honor and
I don't
ancestor.
believe that.
I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us.
Balin's
Go to the
better
Shaper of
choice.
Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter. They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate. Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter. Yes, you should.
Now, one of the things about Orzammar here is there are a lot of things to learn throughout the area. No, we will not be going into a new area yet.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for. Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not. Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Well, at least you have a reason for following the guy you're following. I can appreciate that.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
Attributes. Alright. I want that. That's a gift I want. That's for Liliana. I know who that's for.
Maker's blessing on you, brother. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
Even in the very bowels of the earth, we hear no end of this chant.
And that is something to rejoice in, good sister. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar. There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers. The Shaperate controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memories' permission to open a prayer meeting. The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
It seems like with this lava flowing through here, this place would be really hot.
I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Lots of things just sitting around that give you more and more lore.
I do not even want to think from what manner of substance a cave-dwelling people would create their spirits.
Ancestors, guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe, for... I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone. I don't know that word. This is a section of stone kept bare to receive our prayers. The stone gave rise to our people, and it is where their spirits return in death. My name is Vilda, widow of Turak of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Rak. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul. It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them. The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by dark spawn that way. How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself. A warden. So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers. Please, find me as soon as you return.
Yes, the ancestors heeded your prayers. It has nothing to do with me coming into the city looking for aid with the Darkspawn blight.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail? At Jannar's, we have everything from leather to platinum. I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harriman's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
So, you don't care who wins. Got it.
Of course. Keep in mind, we also take items on trade.
I'm really interested in seeing if you have anything specific for my party, and you don't really seem to. Alistair couldn't carry that if he wanted to.
As you wish.
Make sure you look at everything that's about.
I find it very odd.
It meaning me. Am I in it now too? I feel honored.
For one who professes to be a warrior, I find it remarkably weak-willed and indecisive.
Thank you?
It also likes to hide its many weaknesses behind a veil of jocularity.
For a statue, you know a lot of big words.
Is there a reason it enjoys following others so much? especially when it is in a position to lead.
Have you ever been responsible for someone else's life? Or a lot of other lives? Or an entire nation?
Of course not.
Then shut up.
I will remember this moment when the birds come.
When the birds come. As much fun as it is to do the
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
the nug wrangling.
Greetings, and welcome to
I
Gary
don't wanna do
Garrison's
it.
luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying? Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced, of course.
Aha. Ooh. See the flawless ones? Those are the ones that are valuable. $87 gold for... Oh, but wow, look at that. I am definitely gonna need some gold and to come back to see him.
This no doubt leads out to the deep roads, the ancient passages that once led to the other dwarven kingdoms.
At one time, the dwarves had an entire underground society.
What's this? An elf? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except to...
Except during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening. Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin. Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size. A few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too. It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join, and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
I guess that's the,
Alright, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Not gonna do her quest right now. Because if I start her quest and succeed before I buy everything that I might want from the guy in the corner shop, he stops selling to me. remember, these folks should never be familiar
I hope the Assembly picks a king soon.
outsiders.
So the closer you live to the surface, the higher class you are. Unless you're actually on the surface.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
And apparently that wall is so interesting, you have to stare at it instead of,
Questions arise regarding Lord Balin's impending marriage to a casteless commoner. Favoritism to the casteless suspected.
help myself to this weapons rack. Don't mind if I do. Okay, that's Harrowmount's estate. I can go in there and talk to him, right?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulan Fereldan, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help. That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down. That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then. Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons.
And
talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring.
You
and be sure that before the fights begin, after the first bout,
sons.
no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
And frame the middle. If I unlock that in front of a guard, I'm almost certainly going to start a fight. I'm actually just looking around here for things that I can,
as you wish,
add to the lore.
This should be easy enough.
That's worth reading right away. He was trying to find out if the son he exiled still lived. Worthy goal, of course. But then you have to wonder...
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
What made him believe?
Raise your voice in favor of Lord Balin. He will bring us change and prosperity.
Exiling his own son was going to... That's where Balin is. Nobles everywhere. Right, there's nothing down there to read, so let's go into the Shaperate. This is the Shaperate, right? No, that's the Assembly. The Shaperate's down. It's like a big library. There's a lot of stuff in here for us to investigate. And we have a couple of reasons.
Steve! Who would dare take from the memories?
So let's get our
on
lore out of the way first. I love the all the angular features of the dwarven architecture and even their surroundings. Their artwork, their tables, their furnishings, everything works off the same idea. Alright.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperate. What have we been reduced to? I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research. I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony.
Well, you don't have a brand on your face.
My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I've been a fairly good guy. But I
From
need
the
money.
surface, what do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord. A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories. The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you. That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city. I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition? What sort of charities do you mean? I am not certain this is in Orzammar's best interests. Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more? We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles.
Hey, King, for $59, I can become a Laird of Scotland.
Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn. The Paragon Caridon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caridon's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more. Yes. We have only a few dozen left in Orzammar, and I do not recognize this one. Where did you find it? Every golem is precious to us. We'd pay a good sum for a new find.
I'd sooner jump into a pit of lava.
Unfortunate. Was there anything else? I must tell the rest of the Shaperate about this discovery. At the other side of the old Empire, during the last Blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the Blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us. I will settle your mind if I can, Warden. All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to Paragon. A Paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name. There is one Paragon of this generation, a woman named Branka. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her Paragon status. She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
Oh, so she's gone. Okay.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
You and me both. You and me both. Okay, so we have 2 missions currently. One to go into the poor quarter where the castless live. The other to go into the proving and discover why
Lord Balin is the voice of change and defense.
there are fighters unwilling to
Of the
fight.
hour. Is Lord Balin considering a dissolution of the ancient clans? He refuses to comment in the assembly.
2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman. Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled. Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino. Well, he killed Lord Mino's youngest son in a duel to first blood. It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the Deep Roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled. She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the Deep Roads and abandoned him. Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith. And Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation. Chasing some old treasure, she was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn.
Well,
she
yeah,
actually
you
threatened
kind of are.
anyone who said they'd come after her.
If you think about it, the dwarves could have prevented the Blight if they spent more time fighting the Darkspawn in the Deep Roads than they did maneuvering politically.
It's been 2 years since Branka left. No one has ever stayed in the Deep Roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching. If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
I'm not even going to consider that, because I kind of think that he's right. Oh yeah, I got a couple of gifts that I know my girlfriend would like.
Interesting. Interesting. A fine gift. You have my thanks.
And none of those gave me back her, there it is.
behind on his payments.
She's still only at the 82 mark.
I can't imagine what it means. I pay my expenses. What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection. It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia is not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Well,
let's get started.
I definitely need to help, because protection.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well. Looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen. Then I can't be responsible for what happens to you.
I said...
This one will work.
That could have been worse. What have you done? Great ancestors, he's dead! In my store. I have to get out of here. I have to hide. Jarvia will hunt me down for this. I've never met her, of course. They say she never leaves Dusttown. That's the older area of the city where the casteless congregate. She's the one directing this depravity. Since good King Endrin died, they're getting bolder. I wouldn't be surprised if her men
having
come
more
after
on
me in
hand
the
than you
Diamond
need
Quarter
is always
itself.
a bonus.
A band of casteless thugs. They're to blame for all the crime in Orzammar these days. They're criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable. Their births are abominations. They were born from no Kalna, with no acknowledgement by the Shapers. They are destined to be criminals. Actually, we shouldn't be talking here. I need to run.
I'm not all that impressed with the thugs.
As you wish.
Okay. I'm going to decide which direction I'm going in a second, whether I'm going to Dusttown or the Provings. But for the moment, I'm going to run down the hall, stretch my legs, maybe hit the restroom. I hope everybody will take this chance to refill your drinks, grab yourself a snack, or a plate for dinner, and I'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. I am back. I think I'm gonna start with the proving grounds.
So what's the deal with you and him anyway? Dare I ask?
The
Him?
investigation
Him who?
portion, of course.
Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You know exactly who I'm talking about, Mr. Let's Make Kissy Faces over there.
My. You are jealous, aren't you? Did I take your favorite Grey Warden away from you?
What? I'm not jealous. I'm horrified.
Those blushing cheeks of yours tell a different tale.
These blushing cheeks are terrified that you'll suck all the blood out of them once you're finished with them.
If I feel the need to suck on anything of yours, Alistair, you'll be the first to know.
That was so not what I meant.
Perhaps we should go and tell him together about your touching concerns. Perhaps he'll pay more attention to you if you ask nicely.
I think we're done here.
Done before you started, in fact.
I really, really, really love the banter in this game.
Let's get started. This should be easy enough.
Things that are going to die.
Yes. Yes, they are.
You new in the fights? I don't remember seeing you before. Was. Name's Guidon. I just tendered my resignation. Somehow I don't think the ancestors will favor me today. I've fought for House Harrimont in the Deep Roads for 20 years, and will again. I don't regret a minute of that service. But it's my family's job to protect this city, not get caught up in political games better left to the noble caste. It's not so much what happened, as what's going to. I heard from a reliable source Lord Harrimont's already given up the throne. Balin called this whole proving to let his lordship save face when he concedes. Oh? And where did you hear this that's more reliable than a member of the Assembly? Well, that's not what I expected. I know Lord Harrimont. He's an upstanding man. He'd never lie to someone's face. Maybe you're right. I'm just a warrior. I've always tried to stay out of these noble politics. If I find out this whole thing was some flunky of Balin's lying to me for his own gain, Maybe I will at that.
Now that's one of the fighters. Gotta find, Basil. There he is. His flickering little name.
Look, I already told the Proving Master I withdrew. Do you have to keep harassing me? Well, that sounded genuine. If you weren't looking for me, do me a favor and pretend I never said anything. I left the proving on my own business, and I have no intention of discussing it. I am, so if you're not here to... How do you know who I am? Look, it's just, when I was younger, I had a thing with this Idukan girl, Revelka. Lesser cousin, nowhere near the throne. Her family wanted her marrying up, so they matched her with a BMO. But we didn't exactly stop seeing each other. She's married to a prominent Desher's heir. We should have stopped a long time ago, but... I love her. Do you know what that's like? Now Balin found out, and I can't even help my cousin for fear he'll tell her husband. They have letters. Love letters Revelka wrote me. If they were made public, she'd be disgraced. Her husband would cast her aside, and I would be lucky to be allowed to die in a duel. You'd do that? I don't know how to thank you. I know it's my own fault, but I'd have married her if I could. Balin's fighter Miaja has the letters. If you make sure she never shows them to anyone, I'll fight for Haremont again. But you need to find them quickly. Registrations close once the first bout starts.
How did I get bully out of that? Because I didn't bully him at all. What is this? Way too long for me to read here. We will be reading all of this in the future.
As you wish. This should be easy enough. Let's get started. As you wish.
The proving's almost starting. I should leave if you haven't found anything. Where did you get those? No, I don't want to know.
No, I don't want to know.
Thank you. I can't say what it means to know my Revelka is safe. I will be glad to fight for Haremont in the provings. Thank you again, friend.
I want to go down here and see what this lord is all about before I volunteer.
You looking at something?
Ah, the lord's nothing.
Get out of here!
Right.
Fine to see you here, Warden. A number of people have told me they hope to see you in the provings. It's a rare opportunity to fight against someone so exotically trained. In fact, a few were hoping you'd take part in some informal action. Assembly restricted, not illegal. All that ritual lets nobles rationalize it's not a blood sport. They don't like commoners using the arena for petty squabbles. Some of us prefer an honest spectacle. And sometimes someone needs a good beating, and all that talking gets in the way.
So, sometimes people need to be beaten, and you want me to do some beating.
Say the word and I'll line up a team from one of the younger houses. They don't often get a chance to test themselves in the provings. They're a hungry bunch who employ unusual tactics. Understand that there's no concern for fairness here. Your battles will be hard won. I'll be here.
Okay, so that's like a second chance to do the proving. Now the first proving, of course, is going to be entering as Paramount's champion.
The proving will begin shortly. I'm sure you can find a place in the stands. Or were you here to take part in the fight? Well, that's a surprise. Never thought the Grey Wardens would take an interest in our king. Let me just put you into the schedule here. Now, is there a particular name you wish listed? I'll just call you Grey Warden, since those elven names are such a mouthful. We actually have an opening in the first round. Are you ready to start?
My name is shorter than your king. It's such a mouthful.
That's what I like to hear. I will warn you, though. This is your last chance to make preparations or meet the competition. Once the fights begin, there are no new additions to the roster. All withdrawals are treated as losses and a sign of the ancestors' disfavor. Do you want to start, or would you like some time?
I do not
The fighters'
need to
quarters
meet.
are behind the ring. Go down to the ring, then. I'll be right there. This is a glory proving.
I love the
Fought
sword
under the
effects.
eyes of the Paradons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin.
It's hard to believe
First
that
up
this
is
game is
Sawern
like 20 years
of the
old.
warrior caste. Many
Probably
of you
not
remember
quite 20,
when
but-
Sawern made history as a lad of 12 by defeating his own father in this very ring. Today, he fights as a champion for Prince Balin. Opposing him, in Lord Haramat's name, is a member of the famed Grey Wardens.
In the name of House Idukan.
Okay, it's
and
from
our
2009,
future
so
King Balin.
it's older than Skyrim. It's older in New Vegas.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Let's get started.
You're gonna have to do a heck of a lot better than that.
The winner is the Grey Warden.
Yeah, so 2009,
That was an
that's
exciting start. Sawern is rarely trounced
12
and
years
so
old?
thoroughly. Are you ready for your next opponent? Excellent. Let us go.
I'm pretty freaking amazed
This
at how
is a glory proving.
well this
Fought
stands
under the
up
eyes of
against
the
modern
Paradons of Orzammar
games.
to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round, Haramont's champion takes on the notorious duo, the warrior caste's twin terrors, now fighting for Prince Balin, Biaja and Lukjam.
May the stone honor you.
When you fall.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
The better champion. Together we are
Come now, defend yourself.
The winner is the Grey Warden.
The first couple are actually
Well,
pretty
that was
easy.
an exciting bout.
And of course,
2
I'm
on 1. and
in
you
my
took them both
late
easily.
teens in
Are you ready
levels,
for your next
so
opponent? Excellent.
it
Let us go.
goes a little bit quicker for me anyway.
This is a glory proving. Fought
You know,
under the
having
eyes of the
the
Paradons of Orzammar to honor
skills
the memory of
really,
King Endrin.
really helps.
Paramount's champion has held the field so far. But how will he do against one of the legendary Silent Sisters? We'll find out as the Warden faces Lady Hanashan, who proves her worth to Paragon Ashdith the Grey by cutting out her own tongue. And to our Prince Balin by fighting in his name. First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance?
The winner is the Grey Warden!
Are you not entertained?
The Silent Sister's support was a great boost for Balin. Are you ready for your next opponent? Excellent! Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round is paired combat. Just as Kiatchet fought as King Bloodlik II, defending our empire, so have dwarves always fought alongside a second. Master of all weapons, prisoner of none, Wojciech Ivo has never won the same way twice. What will he do today, lords and ladies?
He'll lose.
And will it win the day for Prince Balin? Grey Warden, choose your second, for you face Wojciech Ivo and Valans.
Oh, I could take Morrigan and just trounce them. But I'm gonna take,
You honor me.
Last one standing will be declared victor! Fight!
But my name is Ithlor, not Victor. Alright, the guy in with the shield needs to go down first, so I'm going to start with him. And I don't get to control my second, which I would if I chose one of my guys.
This should be easy enough.
I'm going to destroy
Show me what you got.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Wojciech Ivo is one of the best this arena has seen, Warden. Haremont picked wisely. Are you ready for your next opponent? This is the championship round. A full squad-on-squad combat. Piotr Naidukan leads the same team he's taken to victory in over a dozen Deep Roads expeditions. Are you ready to face the final test? May the ancestors choose wisely. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Only 2 warriors remain. Fighting for his royal cousin Balin, Piotr Naidukan has led his team to triumph over every unit so far. Challenging him on behalf of Lord Haremont, the Grey Warden has risen from nothing to stand at the competition summit.
I started out as a Grey Warden,
unit
though.
of 4 soldiers to see once and for all whom the ancestors favor.
You fight well, but your judgment is questionable. The throne will never leave House Naidukan.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Again, I don't want to be declared victor. because I myself am Ithlor. And it would certainly be to my benefit to be called by my name. How did we get knocked down? Interesting. Oh, heck no. Ain't killing my girlfriend.
Look at this!
Why haven't you done anything devastating to him yet? We have what going on here? I'm going to start that mode. I forgot. Shale is complex to operate. Ooh, Alistair's down. Did I miss something? I didn't think I missed something. I might have been a little too cocky with this fight. It's self-stunning nearby enemies unless they pass mental resistance. They've actually already been stunned. How is he frozen? Or she? Oh, I'm an idiot then. I didn't read the whole thing, and now she's suffering for it. I feel like I missed the opportunity to call in a wolf. He resisted her spell. You're really not doing a whole heck of a lot. On the plus, she's about to get Crushing Prison back, and she can put it on one of these henchmen. Reduce the number of stray attacks we're taking. Alright, he's down. Let's throw him in a prison. Let's get Shale some health.
Ready for action.
Another vessel.
Weapons at the ready.
Shale gets a little bit more health. This henchman loses his fight.
The winner is
And
the
we win.
Grey Warden! Congratulations! You defeated the man Prince Trian himself once called the Horns of my army. Do you deny this Grey
Hey,
Warden
Unity,
has
welcome
earned the
aboard.
championship?
Unfortunately,
And it is my honor
Alistair
to
has a cunning
declare
of 8,
this Grey Warden
so
champion of
his
the
tactics
Proving,
are limited.
who has shown that the ancestors favor Lord Heremont.
And I keep forgetting to pay attention.
The ancestors speak through you. Congratulations, Warden.
Now then, is everybody in need of, Good, that didn't count as a death for, spells, but holy cow, I burnt through a bunch of my health. Gonna need to buy more of that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna get jumped eventually here in the main city. By friends of Balin.
The Swamp Witch desires something from it.
From what? Ah, you mean from him. And if I do, what of it?
It is aware of the Swamp Witch's true nature.
Let me guess. You know my true nature?
I have spent a great deal of time observing the world. I know what I see when I see it.
You spent 30 years watching whatever a small village was willing to parade in front of your eyes. Do not cast yourself as the worldly sage. At best, you are a barely working statue with a poor memory and a poor attitude. Do not seek to begin judging me.
Perhaps it has a point.
Yes, I should think so.
I still love the banter in this game. I think they did, and BioWare did surprisingly strong in atmosphere. Mass Effect, Star Wars, Dragon Age, they do a great job with the atmospheric banter. We definitely want to have
News of the hour! 3 more clans endorse Lord Harrowmont as the true voice.
Never want to get caught without. Where's the Deuteronomy here? I don't want to get caught without a extra pair of claws or teeth out where you can get jumped.
Support Lord Balin at your peril.
As you wish.
Lord Harrowmont, said to have kicked Castless in the street. Does he respect none beneath his station?
Such big houses they have.
That's Vartag.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace. Enough! The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions. Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in. Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
So I have to put a king on the throne.
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
I do not want to accidentally side with Balin after having gone through the effort to side with Paramount. Just keep your eyes open for groups of dwarves
Lord Balin's impending marriage to a castless...
clustered in one area.
Lord Balin is a bad man! Yes, very bad!
I gotta find Harrowmount's guy. I think I'm gonna have to go to the bar to do that. Now that we're out in the commons, I'll get my bear out again. While we're out here, I can tell the priest he can start chanting. That should make him happy.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper. Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
This is tapsters, but...
On.
A brawl would be a pleasant diversion right about now.
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me.
They're everywhere! I can't take it!
Atrosvala, champion. I hear your performance in the proving was nothing short of amazing. I must thank you for bringing both Baisel and Guidon back into the fight. His lordship was touched to see his old friends stand for him. There can no longer be any doubt where your sympathies lie. If you're ready, Lord Harrowmont will see you now. His lordship is looking forward to meeting you.
Well, I'm glad he's looking forward to meeting me. I've been wanting to meet him since I got to Orzammar.
This should be easy enough.
Nothing to really look at in here except for Lord Harrowmount.
I appreciate what you have done, Warden, and I apologize for putting one of your rank through such trials. I am Lord Pyrell Harrowmont, and I thank you for your efforts to help me preserve King Endrin's throne.
For those who aren't aware, well, thank you, Unity. I appreciate it. And I completely understand needing to do your work while you're watching.
You may not know the story, but Balin is actually the youngest of three. Endrin's eldest, Trian, was murdered in the Deep Roads not a year ago. His middle
Balin
son was found standing over the body and was exiled. But I've always
to
found
open
it
up
suspicious
to the surface
that
more.
Balin knew just where
He's
to
a
look.
more
Endrin loved his
progressive
sons too
ruler.
much to voice such suspicions.
Paramount wants
But
to
he knew
preserve
Balin's
their
only
old
interest
ways.
in ruling was to further his own power.
But if you've been listening, most of the dwarves want to preserve their old ways. If you put Balin on the throne, many noble families will be stripped. He's not intending to give the casteless any improvements, but he wants to bring the surface folk back more integrated into dwarven society, which will have a major impact on dwarven society over the next few years.
I have never sought the throne. My role was to serve Endrin, first as his advisor, then as an elected Desher in the Assembly. Harrowmont has never been king, and I always assumed Trian would rule after his father. But both Endrin and my colleagues have asked me to step up, and I will not back down when Orzammar needs me. The Assembly represents the voices of the wisest, most noble families. While we need a single king to preside over important functions and lead us in battle, the Assembly better represents all in Orzammar. For us, the Darkspawn are a constant menace, so a blight may not elicit the same urgency you are used to. Ultimately, the Assembly decides what troops to send. If they no longer fear civil war, they'll have no reason to hold back. If you want my support to count, I will have to be king. And right now, there is no sure way to get there. Have you heard of a woman named Jarvia and the criminal carter she runs?
Yes, yes I have.
I'm glad you're so eager. If you help me shut her down, we can show the Assembly I am the right king to defend Orzammar. Jarvia hides her base in Dust Town, the raw edges of the city where no one lives but casteless and criminals. If you would help me in this, it would show the Assembly that I, and not Balin, have the ability to defend and rule this city.
Well,
Do this,
I'll go
and I
right
promise
now.
if I take the throne,
But
I will
right
not
now
stop
is going
until
to
the
mean
Assembly sends
next
the
time,
troops.
because we
Look
have
for
already
Jarvia
been
in
doing
Dust
this
Town. Do whatever it
3.5
takes to see that
hours.
justice is served.
So, at this point, I want to thank everybody who came out and spent the up to 3.5 hours associating with the Grey Wardens and our group of misfits as we finished the return to Ostagar, found Sten's sword for him, ensuring his loyalty, and now we have taken our first steps through Orzammar. We're about to go into the seedy underworld of the Dwarven Society, but that'll have to wait till next weekend. Until then, remember Monday and Wednesday night, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time, we'll be doing Mass Effect, currently doing Mass Effect 3, and on Friday, we will be playing Star Wars. Still not certain which Star Wars it will be, but based on input from viewers, it looks like we're leaning towards The Force Unleashed, so I hope that you'll all join me for that as well. Stay tuned for announcements from the channel. We've got some upcoming events for the end of September and all of Spooktober. So I hope that you'll all have a great time. I hope everybody is well. Check in on friends and family. Make sure they're all well. Until next time, I'm Rob. Thanks for coming out.